God, it's taking forever. Forever. 440, 445, 450. Be back in 2 hours. After that thumbnail and that intro, I think you guys are ready for this. So, this thing, which I'm going to pause because it's actually currently acting as a Bluetooth receiver, kind of like a BTR5 or BTR7 or, you know, anything. Only, you know, it's a Shanling. Running to the roads. So, yeah, I kind of demoed when you tell it to scan your micro SD card, it's going to take a while. Luckily, I only had about 1,369 tracks on that SD card, or it would have been eternal. I had a 256 gig here that I'm like, you know what, I'm going to pick the smaller one, and oh, man. So, look at this thing. Fucking look, you could barely see it. You could barely see it. I brought out some others. This is the Shanling, I think you're the M6, right? You're my big M8, I'm sorry. You're the M8, you're the brick that I keep around. You're the Hibby RS2. So this is what I consider like a small DAP. I really enjoyed the Hibby RS2, because look at it. It's got a half a screen, it's not running Android, it's thick, but it was like, this was good, this was nice to carry around. Do we understand where we're at right now? Mousepad available in the description. I'm gonna put this back on. I'm gonna lay it out for you right now. I did the FIO M11S review earlier today, a few hours ago, and listening to these headphones, the Rhodes, which I do adore, although I have to warn everyone, I'll say this in every video I pull them out. Loosen these nuts, which are 1.5 millimeter, what are those things called? Hex, just hex screws. Loosen them so that you don't crack the plastic, because that's one of the things that happens. I want to love these. There's a microphone attachment finally, and I want to love them. Just want them not to explode. And as I went through the FIO, I had this problem that nothing sounded good. Like good, like I just wanted to sound good. That's kind of like what I do. It's like I wanted to just not be competent. I want to put something on and go, yes. And this, via Bluetooth, is that. So let's pause the Bluetooth, minimize that, get out of that mode, which, how do we get the hell out of this mode? I want to clip Bluetooth, yes. Get out. Get out, yes. It's very small, and it's a touchscreen, and I have very big hands. This is like, you want to do a thing? Yeah, Xperia, no, yeah, Bluetooth headset V, volume. That's weird. That's a weird. It's going to be real hard to film this review because the GoPro doesn't like being up close to things and focusing. So it's going to be like a blind person leading a blind person. Let's get out of this. Sync link I'm going to turn on. We should be able to get sync link to work now. So if you've watched me do any of the other Shanling things, factory reset, in vehicle, there's a theme button, there's language, system update, which you have to put on the SD card. There is no way for this to connect to Wi-Fi. So if you're gonna do a firmware or something like that, it has in vehicle mode. I feel like a lot of this, for this price, for $100 and I think it's $20 right now. For this price, in vehicle would probably be a great way to have it. Although it's a little bit difficult to navigate. Like if you're looking for a song, this is not your unit. We're going to do some testing right now. I'm going to finally get SyncLink to frickin' work. Let's look. We're looking for this list. You guys remember this list? There it is. Shanling M0 Pro. Pump the fist. Connection succeeded. Sweet. Now how do I make it go? So let's output, phones out or line out, USB audio, codec, DSD mode, wheel shortcuts, double click and triple click. So you can make double click next track or play pause, and triple click should be last track, which is previous. So that's nice. We can install that. Volume lock, you can enable lock screen. I think the clock is completely wrong, isn't it? Yeah, it's 4:14. This is so much nicer to deal with than like any of those weird Android interfaces. This is nice. We're in 24-hour mode, making it not 4:14. Now it's got to be 16:14. Hold on, I'm going to get this going. 16, 14. Swipe. USB mode, sleep timer, idle, screen off, update music. Do not accidentally click update music, because I did it. Like it almost had finished. It was at like 1200. Then I accidentally did a thing and I went, uh-oh, and I updated music again, and it starts from 0. So be real fucking careful when you're in this menu. Brightness, screen off, idle. Yeah, okay. Here's the main UI. I think you could pick it up. Playing, my music, folders, playback, system, playing. That it? Good. So let's go to now playing. There's open all my favorites, album, artist, composer, playlist, genre, frequent, recent, and recently added. I'm going to tell it to open all. I'm going to tell it to play something. Everybody wants to rule the world. To return to main menu, long press on any screen. There's only one screen, but that's nice. Okay, cool. So the now playing is here. So now I'm just going to long press, and it'll bring me back to the menu. That's your back button. The only thing on this, there's SD card is behind this little door. There's your USB-C charger, just a 3.5 millimeter to charge. There's a divot. Nothing. Just a single knob for volume, which now we've just programmed it to do double click for next track, triple click for last track. Single click doesn't pause it. There may not be a way to pause without actually turning it on and doing that. There's an A/B repeat mode. We have 3 screens here. Life is short, play more. It's a Shanling theme, so I guess that would be for lyrics. Then we've got added to playlist, information. You got max volume, artist lists, balance, channel balance, play mode, folder skip, filter, replay gain. It's got fucking replay gain. Hell yes, I want audio track replay gain. We'll just drop the volume hard. This is amazing. We're going to put it on high gain because it was currently on low gain. The thing moves, man. We're going to put gapless on, resume mode, track or location. We're going to do resume location, so it'll actually finish a track. Max volume, default volume. This thing's got... I love this. I love this fucking thing. It's just enough. It's just enough. All right, wait. Sync link. M0. Cancel. How do we get back to the list? There we go. So now, if you know about sync link, I complained real hard recently about this being the problem. No songs in now playing list. Oh, you suck. Connection failed. It broke. If Shanling works out their sync link, because I did the Shanling H7, which was the as big as this DAC amp that just had the little tiny slit screen and it took an SD card. Basically the brains in this, but in a fucking monster player. Let me see if I can get it to go again. I need to get it to go. EM7, there's so many Shanlings. EM5, EM7, M0 Pro. Please connect. Connection succeeded. Okay, cool. Everybody wants to rule the world. So now I'm controlling what's on this. You can just easily... Here, wait, we'll show it here. There, next track's working. Volume's working. It sounds like a Shanling product. I know that doesn't sound... if this is your first Z reviews, you're like, well, what the fuck does that mean, Mr. Zeos man? Shanling is fucking known. There are basically, if you don't count Fio, there are 3 main makers of DAPs that I actually care about. Shanling is one of them, Ibasso is another, and Hibby is the last. Hibby makes this, Shanling makes this and this, and Ibasso I have an DX170 I'm going to get to over there. All those devices sound expensive. Sounding expensive isn't easy. If everything could sound expensive, everything would just sound expensive. And there's this like weird smoothing effect that's put on music, but it's not like removing detail. It just feels like a bigger, better amplifier than it actually is. Fio can't seem to pull that off. I'm still going to bitch about the Fio. The Fio was so sterile and just, it was nothing. There was no fire, no energy. Hello? 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 He's saying hello. And almost all the Shanling products. That's why I have the fucking M8 here. God, this thing is goddamn huge. That's why I have the M8 here. Because it makes it sound better than it is. I want my fucking portable DAP to make whatever I'm listening to sound better than it actually is. That's why the Hibby came out. That's why this came with me to Can Jam SoCal. Because you can go into the menu and literally move a slider over that's like how linear versus how much fun do you want to make your thing, right? And this thing could also runs like 48 hours. What do you want, the Drake? He's gone now. Fuck, did it disconnect again? Tell me you didn't disconnect again. Puts on this weird like screensaver there. So play. If you don't need to interact with the screen and the push button, somebody touches it off. Let's see if I hold it down while it's in off mode. No, it's good. Double press. Next track's playing. All right, so one press, turn it on. Could it be love? It's 420 YOLO swag. Actually, it's 423, so I got to reprogram it. 05, could it be love? We've got this. Now it's repeat one. Oh, come on. Now it's shuffle. I could change the speed of the song playback. We're now at 1.25%. 1.25x. 1.5x. 2x. 1x. Why on, unless you're doing podcasts on this, which, why would you listen to music faster than it is? It sounds okay, but it's not like great. I love how it's giving me like a screensaver. It just puts us like a spiral staircase. So the second screen has all that, and then I said, and we got to heart this to say, hey, we like this track. Heart. I need smaller hands. And the last would be lyrics if it was there. HR for high resolution. That is fucking screaming. Hold on, I gotta pause this. Are you gonna even work? I'm just gonna abandon trying to do sync link. For those of you who don't know, it's the ability for you to take this, Bluetooth connect to it, but not for audio, just for control to access. Wow, there's the, that's beautiful. The little thumbnail. Holy shit, it's like an M50. Sync link lets you sync and link, and then you can pick next track, play track, raise and lower the volume. And the problem being, it's really hard to fucking navigate because it doesn't give you like the full, what you'd want it to be is just basically like, let's pretend everything on here is on the phone and I'm just going through it. The Shanling app just goes sync link. Yeah, you could do some stuff, but that's it. I'm not going to hark on that. It would be lovely if it worked perfectly. It works well enough sometimes to just change tracks, pick maybe a song if you wanted to, but it's just, they need to fix that fucking software. But this thing on its lonesome here, if you're looking for something, if you're going on like a trip, if you travel a lot, if you're going on an airplane, if you're going to go hiking in the fucking woods and you can't take a lot of stuff, this is your baby right here. This is for $120, and it, forgetting all the problems and quirks, and it sounds fucking phenomenal. It's smooth and warm and luscious. You don't even have to play with an EQ because it doesn't need it. I love these Rhodes, and I forgot why I love these Rhodes when I was using the goddamn Fios. Here, let's go back next track. Oh, that's a little loud. I love how responsive the little knob goes too, and then we just double press. First C by Yoshika Fujiwara. Track 551 out of 1,369. Honestly, you can get a cable this big for this, and you probably wouldn't even notice it hanging off your headphones. Zeo's talking about sound on a device. This is madness. This is madness. That's madness. This. I want to also point out that this is available in the description if anyone would like to grab one of these cute little kitty mouse pads. Look how fucking cute it is. It was the only mouse pad I could pick. I hear no audible noise floor. Its battery life is not going to be the greatest on earth. If you're pushing hard, like I'm on high gain, and I'm pushing not easy to drive headphones, but not like impossible to drive, you're going to get maybe 6 to 8 hours out of it on high gain. If you go low gain and you're using very, very efficient IEMs, you don't turn the screen on and off a lot, like by programming, if you shut the screen off, because the screen's going to be the biggest killer, and then you next track without the screen turning on, you'll get 10 hours out of it, which is more than enough. It's more than getting you through the day. And it charges fast as hell because the battery is literally, I don't even have anything small enough to indicate what the battery fucking size is. It's teeny tiny. Plus, I love the fact that it's red. Why, like this monster Shanling, why aren't you red? Or green or blue? That's another reason I like the iBasso, because it comes in colors like green and blue. But you could do so well. This comes with a green case. That's at least trying. You know, I'm giving this a full endorsement. Full fucking endorsement. In fact, I'm pretty sure you could plug this in USB to your computer and it'll act as your DAC amp. I haven't tested that, but most DAPs do that. And considering it's Bluetooth, if it does that, this could be your all-in-one solution for like, hey, I want to get into good audio, but you know, most of the time I have a laptop, and then sometimes I want to be, you know, walking around, and you're gonna go on a walk and you want to bring an IEM and you don't want to bulk up with anything. This thing makes the BTR-7 look like a fucking Volkswagen you're carrying around. And it does the same job. And I'm going to even say it might sound smoother than the BTR-7. BTR-7's a better unit, cleaner amplification, THX stuff that they've actually worked out. EQ, this is the one you get if you just want to hear like the smoothness, the utter smoothness. Just push that through. Just push that through. I would love to film more of this, but there's nothing to film. Like, it's so small. I'd have to get out like a micrometer and start measuring shit for you. I miss the tiny things. I've got a monster. Oh, I got a monster coming up. I'm doing them not in size order. Look at this. Look at this heavy R3 Pro. It's so massively huge. Huge compared to this thing. So it's going to be a matter of like, well, how much more do you want to get? Control features. Because if you want to, wow, that actually is a really fucking nice screen. You could tell it's downgrading it, but the color accuracy on the Mushoku Tensei thing is fucking absurd. I put this in a little dock. I would dock this thing and be like, hold on. Boom. So yeah, huge thank you for sending out the M0 Pro. Links to it in the description. Support this channel, by the way. If you want to be one of my favorite people on the face of the earth, Patreon and Subscribestar let you see these reviews early. Participate in yard sales, which means when I sell something, we'll see, because that thing's a little tiny baby, and I don't know if I'm going to get something that tiny that's that useful, because the spring is coming, and I'm going to want to go for walks, and I'm going to want to bring IEMs that are relatively easy to drive, although it's pushing this pretty hard. So, but anyway, 1st to the 10th of every month, yard sales, name your own bid, shipping internationally, if you pay half. And then all the sound demos for all the headphones and speakers from now on are private. So if you want to see or hear them, you can see and hear them privately if you're a supporter. $10 a month puts you in the private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat where you could ask me questions directly. Like, hey, Zeos, I want to buy this thing. Do you have this headphone? How does this headphone work with this thing? If you ask that, I'll try it. You're paying me to do things for you. It's wonderful. It's unlike those. I wanted to hear some shit, so I was live streaming the other day. I know it's the end of the video and I should stop rambling, but I was live streaming the other day and I was looking up a speaker and they kept having a pop-up. So I went and I just searched it on Google and brought me to Audioholics. Audioholics is like a print magazine, and a pop-up came up on that site stating that if you want some dude's help, I never heard of this dude in my life, but he apparently works for Audioholics, $150 an hour to get on a phone call with him, and there's a 3-week waiting period. What? I charge $10 a month, and you can ask as many questions as you'd like to come to my patronage chat. Am I undercharging, or is that guy insane? I mean, consultation, don't get me wrong. You know, some people not got to be consulted, but holy fuck. Anyway, for $10 a month, you get into the private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat, and also access to the Lifetime Swap Meet channel to buy, sell, and trade gear with, I think there's 340 exclusive members, and they buy and sell and trade gear all the time. So yeah, check out my support tiers, Patreon, Subscribe Star, click the links, buy this mouse pad, because fucking look at it, it's adorable. Link to the roads. Wallpaper is available in the Wallpaper Horde. If you don't know how that works, check out my second channel. The video on Roselio Sync explains exactly what that's doing, where you'll get every wallpaper I've ever used. All at once. Like 2 gigabytes, not terabytes. Haven't done that many reviews. But yeah, no. Did I lose? Where the fuck? Oh, there it is. You could lose this thing. This thing is so losable, and it's amazing. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. Enjoy my pajama pants, and I'll see you in the next one.